Welcome back to Dalby Farm. Winter in New England is beautiful, but it also comes with its own set of challenges when it comes to farming. In today's video, we're going to walk you through the top 5 challenges of farming during the winter months here in New England and how we manage them. First up, the extreme cold. New England winters can bring temperatures well below freezing, and it's not just uncomfortable for us humans. Our farm animals feel it too. We have to make sure that the animals are protected from the cold and have shelter to escape the wind and snow. We make sure our animals have plenty of bedding and hay to keep them insulated. And of course, we're always keeping an eye on the temperature and making adjustments as needed. Next up, frozen water. In sub-zero temperatures, water sources freeze solid. Keeping the animals hydrated in the winter is a huge task because we have to constantly break up the ice or bring fresh water to them from our well multiple times a day. And with this many animals, I will tell you, it is a job. We do use heated water bowls and electric heaters in some areas, but it's still a lot of work. And I know people say it's a lot of work, and it's not really true, but let me put it to you this way. A normal day during spring, summer, or fall, we go to open the animals in the morning. It should only take 30 minutes or so, and that's like over 100 animals, several different buildings. But during the winter in New England, it takes easily an hour and a half to crack all the ice out of all the buckets and to fill all the buckets with fresh water. Oh my gosh, like that alone. And even just getting from building to building and pen to pen, it's slower. It takes longer. It triples the time. A lot of work. I kind of just said this one, but so the third is snow and ice. It's very pretty to look at, but I always laugh at people when they are excited for snow because it makes farming chores much harder. We have to shovel paths or clear paths, not only for us, but for our tractor and, of course, the animals. They still want to get outside too. So in cases where it snows a lot and the doors are jammed with snow or whatever the case may be, guess who has to deal with that? There's not snow fairies that pop out of somewhere and take care of that for us. That would be extra work for us. So we need to always ensure the pathways in the barn, coops, pastures are clear for us and the animals. And of course, the risk of icy patches just makes everything slippery and more dangerous, and it's not great. One of the things we sometimes forget about is the limited daylight and the effect that has, especially on us farmers in New England. Here, New England winters, we have very short days, which means we find ourselves working in the dark or working earlier in the day to avoid having to work in the dark. So our morning and evening routines are a bit weirder, and they almost feel like there's less time between them because technically there is. Sometimes you'll see us using headlamps or extra lighting, but for the most part, we literally try to work with the sun. But that can be frustrating because at 2:30, you're basically putting your animals to sleep so that they can be safe and warm by dark. It's not ideal. Lastly, lack of pasture or lack of, green. When the ground is frozen or all the leaves are gone and everything's dead, we have to rely on stored hay and feed to keep our animals nourished. That is costly and it requires annual, careful planning. We monitor the quality of hay closely because you have to get it at the right time of year, but you have to make sure it's the right cut, and you have to ensure that the animals are actually liking it and eating it so they're getting the right nutrients. There's a lot of prep work in advance, but we've learned to stay organized. We have a good system going and a lot of suppliers that help us get through these cold months, but dang, it takes a village for sure. Winter farming in New England is definitely a challenge, but with the right preparation and experience, under your belt, you can make it through every year. We sure do. These are just a few of the top obstacles we have faced, but they're all part of what makes farming so rewarding. When you figure something out or one little thing gets easier, that's always a good time. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more farm life content. Stay warm, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.